Yeah, I was just mentioning it, and I was just thinking about it, and I was trying to think of it while I was thinking about Macy's and J.C. Penney about the design of summer wear. It was the summer beach wear. Swim trunks, as a matter of fact, and there's a song by Hillsong, Oceans Deep. In Oceans Deep, my feet may fail. Okay, here's the thing about the Hill HX50 helicopter commercial on YouTube for advertisement. It's titled Luxury Time. And it seems to be the C thing about, luxury time. I'll have to really think about it. And if I'm right, I won't correct myself. But anyway, I think it's the alphanumerics of 168. Yet the alphanumerics of 171 seem to have the significance of all this information going in with like the Hill song, and that song Oceans Deep. Uh, in Oceans Deep, my feet may see the C thing, Apple iPhone SE, and the C and the C and the C, and the Luxury Time title on Hill HX50 commercial titled Luxury Time, and the C being the third letter, okay, with like the alphanumerics of 168. I have to actually think about it. It's just like one of the things I normally haven't had to about the word in alphanumerics about of Luxury Time, but that's what it's titled with the Hill HX50. But anyway, I was thinking about it because of the design and the advertisement, the infomercial, the commercial for the Hill HX50 helicopter. And the blue is like the really, the coolest of them. But anyway, it's kind of like the thing about that is because of the design of some clothes at Macy's. And it seemed to be like the thing about Macy's and the C being the May and 39 that way. But I was thinking about the song Oceans Deep in Australia. And I just mentioned something a little bit earlier about Los Angeles and Australia, referring to a number that I just called a little earlier for the Free Sky, Rocky 1,000 watt, step through electric bike. It's like, and I'm looking to like get that like real soon. How about, yeah, but anyway, yeah. So like I'm looking to get that like hopefully within the next couple of weeks. But anyway, yeah. So like in any case, I'm looking at that and all this information. I mean, my direction in alphanumerics and linguistics, and so quite a bit more, including quite a bit, has led to like, I mean, narrowing it down and comprehending and grasping a whole lot faster, and a whole different perception of what available information has really meant. It seems to be like really what's going on, what's available for like that. On YouTube anyway, I'm predominantly watching whatever I want to, predominantly like music video and audio production, and anything in between, like CNN News or Sky News in Australia. It's predominantly the two right now, as far as like news or like local immediate, and CNBC and NBC seem to be on there. But anyway, there's quite a bit in the Pearland, Texas area. But anyway, I was thinking about that because of a design and what the summer is, as far as like a quadrant or the 3 month period during a season, and the summer being like almost like a computation in the way of summer, or an issuing equator thing that I throw a little bit of humor in about the equator and the operator sometimes, and what ultimately gets to like the one and only latitude that's like the actual only horizontal longitude, and at a 90 degree it's automatically in a longitude, and it's like already the thing about already being the same distance as compared to latitude being different sizes of like horizontal rings that present the difference of like if you want to call it mileage as compared to what longitude would present as an equal, involving time zones. Yeah, time zones are different, but the longitude line itself is like equivalent to the one and only like equator being the horizontal, and like at a 90. That's the thing about it. And my thing about the quadrant of like that, and that's what I'm really thinking about, because I've looked into like telematics and like geographic information systems and like global positioning systems and VSAT and communications involving like, automobile manufacturers that like General Motors, predominantly OnStar is like the thing with like General Motors and predominantly Chevrolet, for like the global positioning as well as like geographic information and that way. And telematics is the categorization of like, automobile industry and their different types and name brands for their, manufactured makes and models and years and all that stuff. So I was studying that for a while, just looking at it because my interest went that way with electronics and stuff like that. Anyway, so like I did that. So like in any case, so like I was thinking about that because the song by Hillsong in Australia, Oceans Deep, seemed to be the thing about what maritime law seems to be at the front lines of the beachfront with international, financial management that way of SAN software and the acronym itself, going beyond the storage area network or, what commerce dictates what's on or offshore, and making it great beyond, a local area network and what internet protocol seems to be in that way. And as compared to like YouTube, um, more so television, um, automatically in my mind, being an African American 109 governor, and the thing about it, and in any case, so like ultimately, it seems to be like really, I was thinking pretty much of Macy's because of the design, and I'm almost for certain JCPenney is involved with that. Likewise, with the same, I'm not sure if it was during the same time, but the movie, okay, Where's Science, presents that question, and it seems to be so J. Edgar Hoover and amphibious of, I'm into humor about the vacuum cleaner and polarity, okay, and the thing about will a penny fall faster than a feather in a vacuum tube? Well, in any case, like the Hoover, the hover, the Hoover, the hovercraft, it's almost like the figure eight for ice skaters. On a zoom lens, the figure eight being, the thing about infinity and perfect 10-10 vision, the planetarium of like even optics and digital optics, um, using the stars and all the connectivity between like light scribe and even biblical reference of the tribe of Reuben being of scribes and mapping and charting for navigation using the stars at night, and it's automatic like a metric system and isometric thing, and a 3D, blueprints and even in description back then. I mean, it really seemed to be quite a bit about that. Yeah, but I wanted to include that because I wanted to, real quick, include my thought about that one design because it's in, the Hill HX50 helicopter with the title Luxury Time. And it seemed to be the C in Luxury Time in the way of the Alpha 168 with like 3 um, being the thing about the 171. And I'll think about the connectivity a little bit later, but I wanted to include the Hill song for the mere sake of a little bit earlier. I was referring to the area code calling about possibly getting a better price of the Free Sky Rocky 1000 watt step through bike, with the blue and all that good stuff about it, and get a better price, maybe free shipping as compared to what I'm looking at Amazon right now. But anyway, yeah. So like in any case, yeah. So like in any case, like the area code 818, it's automatically in my mind. It's almost like and it's the line drive, yeah, and the Fielder's Joy. It's a little bit of humor about quite a bit about the percentile as well as perfect 10-10 vision in the planetarium that way, and exponential quotients of like powers of multiplication as compared to pi r squared and E equal MC squared seem to be like the big three, and what a percentile, even the area code now is kind of like the 818, and automatically in my mind it's like automatically like infinity and the vertical like 90 about the zoom lens, or an alignment and a percentile and sequencing characterization and sets of 4 with like perfect 10-10 vision, as compared to 2020 and ultimately getting to 20 being 107 in quantum and going beyond calculus and all that stuff about it, and free sky Rocky, okay, has the area code 818, and I called actually asking about that, but I included that in there about the another another line drive in the filter store thing about the figure 8 and the ice skater and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So like I want to include that because all this connectivity. I mean, it seems to be like All of it is like really making real big sense right now. But and you know, through years of like through the process of elimination and quite a bit about it, and I'm going on my memory quite a bit, and some of this information that I'm looking at is just looking right at it kind of thing. So anyway, I wanted to include that because I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to say, because that one it's like a spiral diamond design, and yeah, and not that a perpendicular spiral has to be the diamond shape, but see, ultimately it gets to, you know, the nano units, and measuring the density of light in nano units, which ultimately, once again, gets to the 13-band graphic equalizer. And predominantly seems to be the big deal about the pastel of the two. Predominantly, seemingly the significance of like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and the 3-year academic year um, of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you know, and predominantly focusing on, you know, the 1776 and the 1976 200-year celebration, the Nixon administration, and now it seems to be, you know, whether it's a 3 or like 6 month period before and after, or just a 3 before and after the Richard Nixon, and what a quadrant is that way of 3 months and seasonal change and all that, and quite a bit ultimately getting to the thought of you know, African Americans 200, and ultimately, you know, the thing about Abraham Lincoln and night vision, and what the deal is about the flagpole and the Flag Day thing during that time, during the Richard Nixon deal, and yeah, quite a bit. And in any case, yeah, so like I thought I'd conclude that. It's already going on like 11 minutes and like 44 seconds right now, but so if I think about anything else, I will, but it seemed to be like ultimately, you know, the Ocean's Deep, and um, in Ocean's Deep, my feet may fail. And the thing about um, it seemed to be like quite a bit about that, and hmm, what maritime law is. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen the video, hmm, yeah. So it seems to be something about Deep Star 6 and referencing, you know, what the Delta Force is to, you know, the misappropriation allocation of the Mississippi, with, you know, the biggest mouth of the river being identified as the Delta and the Triangle. Um, in that way, of the Delta Force, or, you know, what the triangle is to just one side of a pyramid, or if, I mean, if it's suggesting the one pronoun of the 4 types of pronoun that cannot be used as subject, I'm thinking that really that's, I mean, hadn't it really always been that, you know? Um, I mean, if it's ultimately getting to the 6 point star of Israel and the absolute Christianity and the absolute values at a 90 degree, presenting what a parameter would be like on, um, you know, waveform involving, you know, customizing digital signal processing in the way of waveform. And if the parameters represent something about that, I'm trying to think real quick. If the 24, the 48, the 72, and the 96 are the 4 of like a attenuation and processing speed, I'm not sure if they all pertain to, you know, cycles per second, or processing in a way, if it's only amplification, or if it only involves like what would represent maybe um, bandwidth and spectrum as compared to waveform, or a combination, or, you know, if it's actual processing speed as a standard, and what's involved with the standard. Yeah, and I actually will have to think about that, but it's, you know, 24, 48, 72, and 96 is predominantly the 4, and what that is in relation to, like, you know, computer programming and language of architecture platform, embedded in encryption. But I'm thinking about that, and something about the area code 818, and the California thing in Los Angeles area. I'm thinking it's around the Los Angeles area. Maybe just information on the network, and maybe not limited to. And I'm almost assuming that automatically that would potentially, you know, be a thing about that. But yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd include that. It's going on like 14 minutes and like 25 seconds right now. But anyway, if I think of anything else, I'll include that. Okay.